Iraq is off the red list for risk assessment. The investment status in Iraq had been raised from the red list to the orange list during the Prime Minister's visit to London. First, it was just 1 day, then it was 3 days, and then today's article says the Prime Minister spent 4 days in Britain. It started with meeting of the king of the country and ending with a meeting with the Iraqi community. Why did they tell you he was going to be there 1 day, then changed it to 3 days, and then ultimately he stayed for 4? Keep hearing the Forex, and it's also coming from the CBI too. They're explaining how much more can be done on Forex. They are preparing to leave the border. Forex would be international and like you want, the float. We still don't know. Possibility of transferring the dollar to trading platforms in the stock market, to be sold to those entitled to it through direct transactions instead of sending the dollar exclusively to banks, stressing the need to organize these operations by switching to the Forex market. Wow! 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 Did they just suggest using the trading platforms in the stock market, i.e. Forex? You gotta love it. Music to my ears. Here is the one I am excited about. Instead of granting it exclusively to foreign banks' proposal to put the dollar on tadawul platforms, this should give you all warm and fuzzies, how foreign remittances work in banks etc. This is what they are going to do. They are converting dollars to be sold on trading platforms and the stock market, and switching to the Forex market. In order to take the next steps for them, it needs to be traded on platforms just like the US dollar, British pound and other currencies are. That would mean they are on the fully international Forex and most likely a much bigger value on the dinar. This is my favorite article of the morning. The budget needs the new exchange rate. It's that simple. I'm on pins and needles because what we're seeing is real-time data. It's no joke. Iraq is effectively going international. Question: what is your guess on the total amount of dinar held in the US? Marks: great question. I heard some projections way back in the day that, if I had to make a guess, maybe 10 trillion. That is just a guess, but maybe 10% of what is in circulation may be held in the US. The black market is pretty much dead now. There is no money for the corrupt to funnel the national currency out of the country. Cancellation of the auctions was brilliant. Nothing is affecting the monetary reform. Nothing is touching the IQD exchange rate. That is badass. They're openly telling us they're getting closer to getting the budget schedules to Parliament for approval, but to do that they're waiting for the rate to change first. It's very good that they're telling us about it. This is one of the things I've been waiting to see right here, at least them talking about preparing to get the budget schedules to Parliament and start the approval process. It will require 3 readings because it's budget funds. I am hearing a lot of chatter that there may be an Iraqi rate change over the weekend. I am not going to ride the roller coaster, but will be hopeful that we are seeing it that soon. But Trump is not in office yet, so stay calm. Question: a quick explanation on 1-to-1. The whole purpose is for the Iraqi dinar to have purchasing power. Why do they try to make it 1-to-1 with the American dollar? Inside of Iraq it comes out at 1-to-1, purchasing power. Outside of Iraq, internationally that's a different ball game. If you had 1 million dinars, it would be worth $1 million American dollars. Iraq hasn't been on the Forex market at 1,310 in an international capacity. Are they ever going to do that? I don't think so. When they start mentioning, first time in a long time, coming from the Central Bank of Iraq, telling you exactly what they've done, you're going to see a theme, and that theme is, going international. When they mention Forex, I have not seen them talk about this ever before. Take that whole thing very serious because it's powerful. 4 days separate Iraq from a phase full of unexpected events. Quote: Donald Trump will officially assume the US presidency on January 20th. Trump will move to remove part of the ruling class loyal to or linked to Iran, because it is time to resolve the situation according to regional and international balances. I did have a conversation with my CBI contact Wednesday. This is why I am very excited. I could hardly believe that now the economic experts have finally turned to the mantra. The new mantra is, let's go to Forex. This was the same tone in my conversation. My contact sounded very excited and anticipatory. The Parliamentary Finance Committee revealed, today, Saturday, the objectives of amending the budget, while confirming that one of the objectives of the amendment is to resolve suspicions of oil smuggling in the Kurdistan region. A statement from his office received by Al-Maluma Agency stated that the Parliamentary Finance Committee, headed by Atwan al-Atwani, held an expanded meeting to discuss amending the three-year budget law proposed by the government, which is included on the agenda of tomorrow's session. He added, the meeting discussed ways to mature the proposed government amendment to paragraph 12 of the Federal General Budget Law in a way that ensures resolving the problem of calculating the costs of producing oil in the Kurdistan region, as a prelude to resolving the outstanding issues between Baghdad and Erbil. He added, mechanisms for regulating the legal relationship between the federal government, the regional government, and international oil companies operating in the region's fields, by including in this amendment paragraphs that oblige everyone to implement and close the avenues for evasion and avoidance of fulfilling constitutional obligations according to specific time frames. He stressed the necessity of the regional government's commitment to exporting its oil through SOMO, informing the federal government of its oil contracts, and involving it in the management of production fields. The statement stressed that the attendees called on the government to expedite sending the 2025 budget tables to the House of Representatives in order to include all accounting topics related to this amendment, including making a financial settlement within the framework of the established points, including oil revenues and others that were not delivered to the central government's account. He noted that the Finance Committee has made great strides in discussing the amendment of the budget law. He pointed out that this amendment represents a starting point towards building a legal relationship between the federal government and the regional government in managing oil wealth. The statement concluded, our goal in approving this amendment is to subject the export of the region's oil to the authority of the federal government, and to end suspicions about its smuggling. On Saturday, Abdul Sattar al-Dulaimi, a member of the Sovereignty Alliance, revealed the amounts deposited by the head of the Progress Alliance, Mohammed al-Halbasi, in foreign banks. Al-Dulaimi said in a statement to Al-Maluma Agency, the funds deposited in the Emirati, Turkish, Jordanian and Kuwaiti banks of the former Speaker of the House of Representatives and head of the Progress Alliance, Mohammed al-Halbasi, are more than $5 billion that were transferred from Iraq during his tenure as governor of Anbar and Speaker of the House of Representatives and his supervision of the reconstruction campaign in the provinces affected by terrorist operations, and using his relations with senior officials in the central government, he was able to collect huge